Alrighty, hello again, and welcome to another walkthrough. Um, this one I figure is going to be probably a pretty well-demanded one. I mean, Zulrah's been out for 1.5 billion years, but I've managed to do quite a fair bit of it in a hunt for my pet. I still don't have it. Um, Probably never going to get it, but basically, I mean, I could do a whole max gear setup guide, but that's kind of pointless because if you're at the point where you have that kind of gear, you probably know how to do Zulrah. So for this guide, I am going to be using what I would consider to be the minimal gear to efficiently kill Zulrah. I mean, there's plenty of Iron Men and other people that have killed it in like magic short bow and mystics and Ivan staff, but I mean that's just it's too much of a hassle for me to really be asked to down gear that much for a guide when that's only such a small amount of people that are going to be trying to learn that way. Couple things to go over that I've got here. This guy is just right in the way. A couple things I have, that are really definitely, in my opinion, required. One of which being a Serp helm. I mean, this has a mutagen on it, but that's irrelevant. That's just cosmetic. I mean, a Serp helm eliminates your need for the anti-potions. It's a little bit on the higher end, but if you have the money to invest in that for learning Zulrah, you're going to save yourself money in the long run. Aram's is good for its price. I mean, it was best in slot magic until Ancestral came along. Regular Trident at the least. I really wouldn't recommend anything worse than that. If you do end up getting like a Magic Fang, maybe instead of selling it, just attach it to your Trident, because that's going to increase your damage quite a bit. The Ring of Suffering here, mine's not imbued, which is borderline retarded, but my main reason for wearing it here isn't its defense anyways, it's its recoils, because there's these little snakelings that are 1 HP that are very annoying if you're like trying to kill them with your blowpipe or something. That's just going to be a waste of your time when you can wear like recoils that if they hit you, it's going to recoil a minimum of a 1, and that's going to kill them every time. So you can substitute this with recoil rings, maybe keep like 1 or 2 in your inventory and try to keep an eye on when it tells you it breaks, but for the most part, I'm lazy. I don't like keeping track of that, so I'll invest the money in this. You could substitute these with like Mystic boots and Snakeskin boots as a swap here. I figured I should probably keep the switches down to a minimum. The imbued heart isn't essential. I mean, it helps a lot, but once again, that's not something required to start learning Zulrah. Um, I would say the blowpipe is a must. I mean, you can do it with a magic short bow, you can do it with a Carol's crossbow, but it's just annoying and it's going to make learning it way worse. Uh, you know, I have Vengeance runes. Vengeance helps a lot here as well for when the mage snake decides it's going to be a range snake for that day. So I guess without further ado, let's get into some kills here. So we already venged. I'm going to hit one of these divine range pots. Get rid of my angler so I can switch into this. And yeah, let's get started. I'm going to try my best to just kind of explain what I'm doing, not so much, like everything. Always go to this corner at the start. And you're going to get some free hits on Zulrah here, as long as you're standing, I think, from this tile back. None of this venom that he's throwing out will hit you. And these are some free hits. Hit your imbued heart if you have it. Maybe put preserve on. Now let's see. So that's going to be range. Now we know that this rotation is the rotation it is. It sounds retarded, but if it starts that way, then you know that that is this rotation. There's nothing random that can happen from this point on until you make it to the Jad phase. So next is going to be a meleeer here. So we're going to run all the way over here, maybe hit him a couple times on our way, do some damage. So we're going to come all the way over to this other corner and just hang out here, do some hits. So he's going to look and we're going to move, because he's going to do a melee, get 2 hits, move, stand over here. Now the mage is going to pop up over here, and you're going to want to range her. Use your blowpipe specs maybe if you're low. I'm a little low, but its max hit is a 41 with the range hit. So if you're above 41 and there's no snakes on you, you'll survive, but it's best if you're learning to try it. I would stay above 50, 60 HP at all times, just because venom clouds and all types of random stuff can happen. So it's going to be another major over here, and that's a range hit, so I'm going to just be ready to eat up if I have to. 41, yep. So, I mean, I got lucky there with the zeros, but now this one you don't have to pray against because he's going to chuck some venom. So I like to just kind of stand over here, just do my thing. And when he pops up over here, he is going to be the same color, but he's going to shoot range. So you're going to protect range, do some damage. And this next spot is a little bit of a tip for if you're like low food. So when the mage pops up here, if you're behind this pillar, he can't see you. So if you wait, he'll skip the part where he would be attacking you and go right into throwing the venom. So you can kind of just skedaddle your way over here, and there we go. There's one kill. Alright, so yep, that's 5,451 KC. No pet. I've got quite a few mutagens, but now for the sake of this video, I should mention that most people aren't going to have a pool in their house, but if they do, there's nothing wrong with coming here and getting free prayer and HP, and then going right back to Zulrah. This is the way I do it when I'm doing T-bow only. I'll go hit my pool, come back, and go right back in, and it really makes it for longer trips. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go over to that corner, and we're going to wait. This will always be the same. This is how every Zulrah kill is always going to start. You're going to want to come over here and do as much damage as you can. I take my Serp Helm off when I was in welfare gear like this just for a little bit extra magic accuracy. But you want to be careful doing that because, I mean, if you don't put it on at the right time, you're going to get venomed. But so with this phase, it's a mage start right there. And you can just get right on him with the range. Get ready to venge if one of the snakes break your venge. And this is a really good DPS. This is where a lot of people's like personal best this phase. Because it mages for so long if you have a T-bow. So then it's going to be range. Right here. You always want to mage the ranger and meleeer. And range the major. You really, really won't hit if you try to do anything else. So this next one's going to be the major. I'm going to go ahead and use my specs here. Oh, and they were really good specs. Holy crap. And then we're just going to do the same thing. Get ready to venge if he shoots a range hit, which looks like... not that. Looks like that. I should have venged. So now it's a meleeer in the middle. So I like to come over here, and if you stand right here on this tile, you're safe from his melee attacks. You can just sit here and cast spells. Do some good DPS. I believe it's going to be range next over here. Yep. So once again, just pray range and AFK cast at him. Hopefully do enough damage to kill him. So then we've got, oh, that's another, well, it's the ranger that's not ranging. He just shoots out snakelings. So you don't have to pray anything against that. And there's another kill in the bag. Alright, not the best loot, but we'll take it. So, maybe don't have to hit the house this time. We'll just eat up. So I don't want this video to be too long, but I'd like to get good examples of some kills. So, we're going back in. Once again, we're going to start it the exact same way. Run all the way to this corner. Get some free hits in. I remember when I was first learning Zulrah, I bought pretty much about that many teleports back in the day when they were way more money. And I died, I mean, I had to have died at least 100 times before I knew what I was doing. I went through so many monkfish, and just it was back in the day where like the gear I brought to Zulrah was all I had. It was my entire bank, and I pretty much owe Zulrah a lot of money, my thanks for making money early on in the game. I mean, if you can commit to this boss, you're gonna make money, and once you know how to do it, it's not bad. You can do pretty good amount of kills per hour. So this is the same rotation that we had the first kill of this video. We're just going to do our mage hits and move out of the way of his melee hits. Get ready for the ranger. Oh, I don't have spec. That's unfortunate. Well, what can you do? So we venged a 2. That's pretty great. Just get ready to eat in case he hits us, which he hit a 0. So now it's going to be the Ranger. And that's what's nice about Zulrah, is once you know how to do it, it's never going to change. The rotations will change, but as far as like what to do during each rotation, it'll never change. So here we are. Now next is going to be that green one in the middle that just doesn't attack with any projectiles. It just spits out snakes. So we're just going to AFK cast. Now it's going to be the Ranger. Alright. What do we get? Ah, that always scares me. The imbued heart message. Even when it's out of place like that, I always think it's the pet message, but it was not. Alright, we'll do a couple more kills for this video. I don't want to drag this on too much, but I want people to get like a good idea of what to do during some rotations. I mean, it's random, so I might not get to show you the other one. I believe there's one other rotation that's possible. Might be two. But I think there's only one other one, and maybe that'll be this one. So we're going to run to the corner again. It's always the same. These kills always start out the same. It'll never change. So let's see what we got. Ah, here we go. This is the other one. So the meleeer is going to be in the middle here at the start. You're going to do the same thing where you move before he does his attack so that you're out of the sight. Now is going to be the major. So we're going to get ready to range him. He's going to do 4 hits. So there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Now we're going to have the Ranger over here, but it's one of those where he's just spitting out venom and snakes. He's not actually doing any attacks. So you can turn your prayer off there. Just hang out right here on this tile by the pillar. Do some damage. Now it's going to be the major over here. So just get ready to do more damage. I think it's worth mentioning that there's a little bit of a delay too to when you can begin attacking Zulrah. You kind of have to wait for him to pop up and open his hood or whatever you want to call it before you can click him and actually start attacking. Now it's the meleeer, and I'm going to go over here. Yep, we'll stand in this corner. Well, I'm glad this one ended up being the other one that's in the rotation. I didn't really want this video to be too crazy long or, you know, dragging on or anything. So now it's going to be the Ranger over here. We're just going to keep maging. And then it's going to be the mage right here. So we want to once again make sure we're over 41 HP in case he gets crazy, which he tried to. And we get a dragon halberd, which is not too common, but yep. So I mean, you know, with Zulrah, it's another one of these things in this game where you're gonna die and you're gonna be pissed and you're gonna swear Jagex creates the worst design things and everything sucks. But then you're gonna learn how to do it, and then you're gonna get uniques, and then you're gonna be happy and you're gonna make money. So good luck with that, and thanks for watching.